A pivotal hearing recently convened on Capitol Hill, drawing significant attention. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, alongside other tech leaders, addressed the U.S. Senate, focusing on the accelerating advancements in artificial intelligence and the strategic imperatives for the United States in this new technological era. Sam Altman, in his opening statements, underscored the transformative potential of the AI revolution, comparing its scale to that of the internet, if not greater. He outlined OpenAI's vision for U.S. leadership across the AI value chain, from foundational infrastructure like chip manufacturing and data centers, such as the major facility under construction in Abilene, Texas, to talent development and energy resources, framing these as critical national priorities.
Have happen again. I believe this will be at least as big as the internet, maybe bigger. That needs to happen. For that to happen, investment in infrastructure is critical. I believe the next decade will be about abundant intelligence and abundant energy, making sure that America leads in both of those, that we are able to usher in these dual revolutions that will change the world we live in, I think, in incredibly positive ways.
A central theme of Altman's testimony was the intense global competition in AI, particularly highlighting China's significant investments and research output. He emphasized the necessity for the U.S. to establish a robust domestic AI supply chain, including advanced chip production and secure energy for data centers, while also fostering an ecosystem where allied nations adopt American AI platforms. We want them in our orbit. The hearing saw senators draw parallels with past technological races, such as the development of nuclear energy and the space race. The discussion suggested a familiar pattern: governmental framework and foundational research support, coupled with industry-led innovation operating with sufficient freedom as key to national success.
That was good. So what I hear there is something pretty similar to the races we've won before. Nuclear energy, for example, the Germans and Austrians really led the innovation around that, but we won the race because we put a massive government effort collaborating with our universities and others to win that race. Space, the Soviets put the first satellite up, put the first man in space, but we won the space race because we adopted a framework to ensure that we won. Aviation, automobiles, etc. So what I hear from you is you do need support from our government, but you also need the government to stay out of your way so you can innovate and win this race. How do we incentivize companies to do business here in America to make sure we win this race in America and America leads not just China, but other non-state actors too? I mean, I think that the scariest thing about AI from a capability standpoint is it doesn't have to be a state actor to win this race. It's not like nuclear energy. It's not like space technology. I mean, a non-state actor could just as easily win this race and wield more power than anyone else. So how do we encourage innovators, investment to happen here in America to ensure we win this race?
In response to questions about incentivizing AI development within the U.S., Altman highlighted the need for clear regulatory pathways and the capacity to build large-scale infrastructure and attract global expertise, referencing OpenAI's own significant domestic investments.
We were honored to announce back in January Project Stargate, a $500 billion investment in United States infrastructure. That is now well underway, as I mentioned, getting to see it yesterday in Abilene. The first site was incredible. We need a lot more of that. We need certainty on the ability to build out this entire supply chain, build the data centers, permit the electricity. We'd love to bring chip production here, network production here, server rack production here. And I think the world does want to invest. We have a lot of global investment flowing into the U.S. to do this. We also want to make sure that other countries are able to build with our technology, use our models, and sort of like be in our orbit and use U.S. diffusion of technology here. So that's really important. We need to make sure that the highest skilled researchers that want to come work at U.S. companies can come here and do that. We need to make sure that companies like OpenAI and others have legal clarity on how we're going to operate. Of course, there will be rules. Of course, there need to be some guardrails. This is a very impactful technology, but we need to be able to be competitive globally. We need to be able to train. We need to be able to understand how we're going to offer services and sort of where the rules of the road are going to be. So clarity there, and I think an approach like the internet, which did lead to flourishing of this country in a very big way. We need that again.
The discussion then shifted to the critical issue of data privacy in the age of AI. With users sharing increasing amounts of personal information with AI systems, Altman addressed the need for new privacy standards that balance personalization benefits with robust data protection, a challenge requiring careful consideration.
Mr. Smith mentioned data privacy, which has been a topic of mine for a long time, and we've been unsuccessful in legislation being adopted. But I still have the goal of making certain that consumers have control over their own data. And I was going to ask you, Mr. Altman, how can we provide consumers with more control over how their data is used by AI companies while preserving the utility of the AI system? So how do you get more privacy and still get the benefits?
So there's all of the standard privacy controls that companies like ours and others build and should, but there's a new area that I'd love to flag for your consideration, which is people are sharing more information with AI systems than I think they have with previous generations of technology, and the maximum utility of these systems happens when the model can get very personalized to you. So this is a wonderful thing, and we should find a way to enable it, but the fact that these AI systems will get to know you over the course of your life so well, I think presents a new challenge and level of importance for how we think about privacy in the world of AI, how we're going to think about guaranteeing people privacy when they talk to an AI system about whatever's happening in their lives, how we make sure that when one system connects to another, it shares the appropriate information and doesn't share other information, and that users are in control of that. I believe this will become one of the most important issues with AI in the coming years as people come to integrate this technology more into their lives, and I think it is a great area for you all to think about and take quite seriously.
The profound social implications of AI, particularly concerning employment, were a key focus. Altman acknowledged the potential for rapid societal shifts, exceeding the pace of previous industrial revolutions, with jobs likely to be transformed, eliminated, and created anew. He emphasized iterative deployment of AI tools as a strategy for societal adaptation.
A great conversation. You said that upwards of 70% of jobs could be eliminated by AI, and you acknowledged the possible social disruption of this. If that's happening, we have to prepare for it. We're not going to stand in the way of the incredible opportunities here, but if this is indeed going to occur, we've got to be thinking pretty deeply about how that will be managed and make sure that everybody can benefit from AI, not just a select few that benefit. So talk to me about how you believe leaders in your industry can help mitigate job losses or deal with what could, as you described it last year, major social disruption.
The thing that I think is different this time than previous technological revolutions is the potential speed. Technological revolutions have impacted jobs and the economy for a long time. Mm-hmm. Some jobs go away, some new jobs get created, many jobs just get more efficient, and people are able to do more and earn more money and create more, and that's great. Over some period of time, society can adapt to a huge amount of job change, and you can look at the last couple of centuries and see how much that's happened. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows exactly how fast this is going to go, but it feels like it could be pretty fast. The most important thing, or one of the most important things I think we can do, is to put tools in the hands of people early. We have a principle that we call iterative deployment. We want people to be getting used to this technology as it's developed. We've been doing this now for almost 5 years since our first product launch. As society and this technology co-evolve, putting great, capable tools in the hands of a lot of people and letting them figure out the new things that they're going to do and create for each other and come up with and provide sort of value back to the world on top of this new building block we have and the sort of scaffolding of society. That is, I think, the best thing we can do as OpenAI and as our industry to be a sort of help smooth this transition.
The idea we want to get to a point where AI isn't displacing work, but actually enhancing work, that people are more productive and doing things that we probably can't even imagine what people will do. If we look 100 years ago, we have jobs that no one dreamed
can't imagine. And I don't think we can imagine the jobs on the other side of this. But even if you look today at what's happening with programming, which I'll pick because it's sort of my background and near and dear to my heart, what it means to be a programmer and an effective programmer in May of 2025 is very different than what it meant last time I was here in May of 2023. These tools have really changed what a programmer is capable of, the amount of code and software that the world is going to get. And it's not like people don't hire software engineers anymore.
Right.
They work in a different way and they're way more productive.
Beyond policy and economics, Sam Altman also offered a personal reflection on the current moment in AI development, conveying both a profound sense of excitement for its potential and a notable degree of caution regarding its magnitude. Despite the forward-looking perspectives, underlying anxieties regarding AI control and international competitiveness were palpable during the hearing. The unique nature of AI development, where non-state actors can achieve significant global influence, was contrasted with state-led efforts in past technological pursuits. This context underscored senators' emphasis on enhancing the U.S. environment for AI innovation through strategic policy, such as simplifying infrastructure construction and facilitating talent acquisition. The dialogue also turned to the increasingly important sphere of open-source AI. Altman addressed the competitive landscape, including prominent open-source models from China like DeepSeek, and outlined OpenAI's strategy to contribute significantly to this domain. The hearing concluded with a general consensus among senators on the urgency of the current AI moment and the need for a responsive legislative framework. As large-scale AI infrastructure projects advance and the capabilities of AI models continue to expand, the challenge for policymakers lies in navigating the complex interplay between promoting innovation and ensuring responsible development. The overarching goal remains to secure a leading role for the United States in shaping the future governed by these powerful new technologies. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't miss the next news. Subscribe to the channel. Bye.